Have you noticed by any chance someone that should be up there, and he isn't? Hello there everyone, it is TIJ and welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of Conquering the Euro with Liverpool on Football Manager 2019. If this is your first video of Conquering the Euro, don't worry because I'm going to sum up season 1 in about 5 seconds. Are we ready? We finished third, we won the Carabao Cup and bottled anything else. We've forgotten that fairly quickly though. But we have got a Champions League place, that's brilliant for us. And we did also win our first competition in 6 or 7 years. That's absolutely marvellous. But we start off our second campaign, the 2019-20 campaign, with 2 very tough matches. Away first at Maurizio Sarri's Chelsea, and then secondly back at home for a game against Wolves. But I bet you guys are very excited to see, where's Mane gone? He's left. But there's some players who have come into the club. Let's have a quick look at that before we get into today's game. Now, I like this. There's no deals on here hinting at anything. But that's our transfer history. So, we have sold 135 million's worth, and we've also bought in 47 million's worth. Let's focus on the outs first before looking at the more positive ins. Now, Liam Miller's left the club on a free, as well as Adam Bogdan. Not going to look into those too much. Joel Matip's gone to Arsenal for nearly 20 million. Now, personally, I was a bit cheesed off for this one. I wanted to sell Matip for around about £30 million, but he wants to leave the club for a while. Arsenal came with a cut-down offer of 20 million, and he wanted to go, so I let him go for that. Then there was a deal that was already there at the start of the game for Danny Ings, so he's gone anyway. And Sadio Mane has gone to Barcelona for £100 million. Now, personally, that's not a bad bit of business. Personally, they put in first a 60 million bid, and I said that ain't gonna happen. I offered them, I said 120 million, and they went down to 100, and I thought, yeah, it's a piece of good business. Real Madrid actually came in on the same day for Mo Salah. Luckily, Salah's still at the club, and they only offered 50 million. And when I gave them the same treatment, they weren't interested. So that's brilliant for them. But apart from that, a lot of our youngsters have gone out on loan again, not particularly ready to join the squad. And to be fair, we've signed some players who can provide a bit of depth, so those younger players aren't needed too much. Perhaps though, the weirdest player, the weirdest destination for Harry Wilson is Braga. He's gone to Portugal for a year. That'll be interesting to see how he turns out. But we bought in a few players, which I'd already told you about last season, at the start of the transfer window, but I'll talk through them anyway. We bought in Francisco Trincao from Braga, so technically Harry Wilson's gone the other way. He's a left winger, he's a backup player at the moment, but his potential ability is absolutely fantastic. And we picked him up for only £4.5 million. He's had just the 1 season in the Premier League of Portugal, but I'm confident that he'll rise to the Premier League pressure fairly easily. His work rate's quite decent, but his technique's brilliant. And basically, he's only going to improve whilst he's at Liverpool, which is absolutely fantastic. And he's even wanted already by some clubs for a transfer. We also bought in Simmons from Manchester City. He's really just a profit player. We bought him in for free. City said they were releasing him again. It's another striker. He's in the under-18s. He's got a good potential ability, so if he does get up to that potential ability, he'll be worth the money. But he's more of a profit player more than anything else to sell him on in the future. Then we bought in Jorge Mira, I suppose, a Spaniard, 22-year-old from Cologne in Germany. They were relegated to the second Bundesliga at the end of last season. He played fairly well in the second Bundesliga, and he's also got plenty of years' experience in the Liga and the Bundesliga as well. But we bought him for £11.5 million. He's about 22 years old, the same age as Joe Gomez. So if we compare the two, they look fairly similar. We've probably Gomez being the better player, but as you can see, Mia is fairly close to him. So that could be the centre-back partnership of the future. He's quite happy with a rotational spot, so he'll fit in probably just on the bench behind Van Dijk and Gomez. Gomez being, with Van Dijk, the leading centre-back partnership. Then we brought in Mario Balotelli. I've talked about Balotelli before, which probably a bit of a stupid signing, but more of a novelty signing for me. Again, I do think that if Balotelli gets into a good run of form, that he could do very well. He didn't do particularly well last year at Nice, but the 2 years before that he did very well. And I'm looking forward to seeing Balotelli back at the club again. Free transfer, so I think we can at least make a profit on him if it goes disastrously. We've also bought in Almame Toure from Monaco, the Malian right-back and centre-back. He, again, is a replacement for Nathaniel Klein. Free transfer. He's had plenty of years actually playing for Monaco in Ligue 1. So, again, he's got experience at one of the best teams in the world. He's already a good player for Premier League side. He's got a bit of potential, and he's a useful player, more of a depth player on that right-back position. Now, the minute that's... where is he? Mane left, we had to get a left winger. Now, first I went for Jadon Sancho, but Borussia Dortmund wanted £80 million. But then I thought, wonder what Serge Gnabry's doing these days. He's at Bayern Munich, and we managed to sign him for £29 million, which means in effect that net we've gained £71 million and got a player back in return. Now, he didn't have the best season out on loan at Celta Vigo last year in La Liga, but I've said to a few people who I've shown this transfer, he ain't come under Toby Jones yet, and I'm sure he's going to improve at Liverpool. Again, another squad player, undoubtedly not as good as Sadio Mane. But then Mane wasn't as good as when he came into the club. So hopefully he can be as good as Mane is. But unfortunately, he's picked up a little bit of a niggle. So he won't be starting today's first 2 games. And then finally, another depth player brought in Luciano Vietto from Atletico Madrid. Funnily enough, a player who's actually going to be starting today's match. If we look at his history, he's actually out on loan at Fulham last year. So he has got a bit of Premier League experience. Not the best player out on loan at Fulham, I have to say. But he's played for Atletico Madrid for a number of years now. Didn't really fit in Spain, and hopefully he'll come to the forefront in England. He's a striker and a natural winger, so someone who can definitely bring a bit of depth in multiple positions. So that is our transfers, and today's game's going to be playing against Chelsea and Wolves. We've got quite a tricky start to the season with Chelsea and Wolves and Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth finished about 7th last year. Wolves just escaped relegation, but they're always a threat. Then we've got the newly promoted Stoke, Cardiff, and then we have a Champions League group stage game, followed by our biggest match of the season against Manchester City, the Premier League holders. But let's get into our first game of the new campaign, shall we? We're playing on Friday night, so we've got the first game of the Premier League season. But for today's first game of the season, Becker starts in goal. With a very familiar back four, Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Gomez and Moreno. Now, you might ask why Robertson's not there. Don't worry, we haven't sold Robertson. But Robertson is out with damaged cruciate ligaments. He's out for 3 to 5 months, which is absolutely gutting. He suffered that in the summer. I think he must have been on international duty with... who is it now? Scotland, of course. I'm trying to find... There we go, his medical report. Again, the 6th of June... sorry, the 18th of June, he was injured. He's been out for 7 weeks, and he could possibly be out for another 5 months. That's a bit of a killer. And as I said earlier, we've got Gnabry, who is a rotational player. He's got a twisted ankle as well. In the midfield, we're playing a 3-man midfield, which could be a bit dangerous, but I'm not too bothered. Actually, we will put it back to this formation. I just want to make sure that we don't get ruined in this first game, because that would not be the best start for us. So we're just going to alter these a few. Fabinho, Wijnaldum and Keita in the midfield. Then we've got Vietto and Trincao both starting this game in the Premier League, purely because, pardon me, Shaqiri's injured and Salah, he's got a high injury risk. He's been playing a lot of games recently and I didn't really want to risk him. And then Firmino starts up front. So we've got 2 debutants for the team with the chance for 3 of them to come off the bench with Mia, Toure and Balotelli. I'll tell you what though, this squad looks a lot more well-rounded this season. We've got a lot more depth and I think we've got a good campaign ahead of us. But of course, that very much comes down really to how we started. So we're going to give these 2 players numbers. You can have 16, you can have 22. Doesn't really matter either way. But both Trincao and Vietto I'm looking forward to playing with. Trincao was a planned signing. And Vietto just came up in our scout reports. It said, look, he's a good player. He's transfer listed for 2.1 million. Should we have a go at him? And yeah, we did. And Chelsea have made some transfers of their own. Delight came in last season, I believe. They brought in Savic in the midfield and also Suso on the wing. But we're playing the same formation as them today, so hopefully we can win our first Premier League game, as we did the start of last season. What's they going to say in the tunnel? What's going to happen in the tunnel? Yep, it's a big day all round. Let's get into it. Yep, he's just being rested salaries, but we're not too worried about that. He should be back for the Wolves game later on in the episode. Just an apology for the dodgy lighting around me. It's just that time of day where the lights come straight to me. And oh dear, we're not even 3 minutes in. It's going to be one of those seasons, isn't it, where we have injury after injury. Trincao is injured already. Can Chamberlain fill in there? I should have really picked a natural player to play there. But yeah, we're going to have to bring Chamberlain on very early on, and that's very disappointing. Potential groin injury within 3 minutes for our new signing Trincao, and hopefully he's not out for very long, because if he's out for 5 or 6 months, that would be an absolute disaster. But that just shows why we have the depth in this squad and why it's important we have depth, because we had a lot of injuries last year, and there we go, we've got our first goal of the season. Roberto Firmino, Bobby Firmino's got a goal from an assist from Trent Alexander-Arnold. A little bit lucky actually, it came straight off of his deflection. Alexander-Arnold actually went for the shot. Let's watch this back again. Gomez put it to Fabinho. He put it back to Arnold. Who did all the work, really. Had a shot. And it came off Firmino. I mean, albeit, if his shot had gone through, then Kepa would have just saved it. But Firmino got the interception and the block. Not the block. Oh my God, I had this problem last year. Last season when I couldn't think of the bloody word. But let's gloss over that, because Chelsea have already got an equaliser, which is a bit of a pain in the bottom, but nonetheless, not the worst start. Fair play to Matthias de Ligt, who's got his first goal in Chelsea colours this season. And let's not watch that one again. We don't need to be reminded of that one. But I do feel like even though we got that first goal, that Chelsea are probably on the front foot. But saying that, they're at home. So they've got that advantage. But wouldn't it be nice to get a win against Chelsea? I think a draw would do. A draw would be very good for us in this first game. Because Chelsea, after a poor campaign last time out, they're only going to be in the Europa League once again after finishing 6th or 7th. So, you know, they're going to be fighting this season. They'd want to get a good finish. But it's nice to see Chamberlain back. He was obviously out for pretty much the whole of last season. He had a few sub-appearances towards the end of the season. But ironically, because somebody else is injured, he gets his chance now. Lovely ball from Vietto out to Arnold. Can he get 2 assists in 2? Arnold into the box for Chamberlain. And it's just off the post, and Vietto gets the rebound. And Luciano Vietto from Atletico Madrid has got... Hold on. I thought he was injured. No, it's not him that's injured. It was Trincao who was injured. I thought it was Vietto for some reason. I didn't quite make sense of that. But yeah, of course, Trincao is the player that's injured. And our 2 million signing from Atletico Madrid is the player who has scored. And I'm guessing we'll get mixed up with those two players a lot of the time. Because Trincao and Vietto, at the end of the day, they're two players I've never heard of before this save. So it's going to get tricky to get used to it. But hopefully I'm pronouncing the names right. I don't really think there's much variation in Trincao and Vietto. I don't think Vietto will be pronounced any other way. But can we hold on to it until half-time? Luckily, Gomez gets a good block in Suso, and it's so close to the target. A former player of ours, of course, Suso. I was a bit worried about the tackles flying in there. Just check that we have got the whole stay on feet thing on. Yeah, we have. That's good for me. And by half-time, we're winning this one 2-1, and that'd be brilliant. But saying that, we did win our first game of last season. But I do think if we can get a good bit of form going, that this season could be the one. As I said last episode yesterday, I said, if we win the league this season, we'll stay on. I very much feel like Liverpool is going to be a 3-season project. I think we'll either win the league this year and stay on for another year, or we'll win the league next season and leave. Because I don't want to be here forever, but at the same time, I don't want to win the league this year and walk away. Obviously, if we win the league, if we win everything and absolutely dominate, then yeah, I'll probably leave, because there's no point us dominating the league. But saying that, I suppose it all increases and enhances our reputation. For example, if we move somewhere where we had a disastrous time, it would be much better to have, I don't know, 2 league wins on our CV rather than a league win and a poor season somewhere else. But Morata's got his first goal of the season. A bit of poor defending there from us, to be quite honest. But he got a bit lucky. He'd beat Alisson anyway, but he just popped it off the bar, and it came off the bar. And that was it. So it's 2-2 now. Quite a poor pass from Fabinho. I don't really know what Chamberlain was supposed to do with that. In a tricky position was Chamberlain. But nonetheless, Morata had a shot. It got past Alisson. And unfortunately for us, it didn't go that little bit higher, which would put it over the bar. Lovely stuff. Right, can we get another goal? It's very much topsy-turvy match against 2 attacking Premier League teams. But hopefully we can come out the better. Arnold to Fabinho to Gomez. Wijnaldum to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold on that wing again. Playing very well as a wing-back today, I have to say. But that time, that cross hasn't quite come off. But he might have to come back. And what we might have to do is change the positioning of those wing-backs. Because I have noticed that, although Arnold's back now, that's fair enough. He hasn't quite got back, potentially in time, if they were quicker on the counter-attack. But I feel like this could be another Chelsea opportunity here. Jorginho to Marcos Alonso. Alonso on the edge of the box, puts it in to Sergei Suso. And it's not quite there. Right, let's make another substitution. We've only got 2 more to go. We'll bring our captain on. That makes sense. Jordan Henderson for Wijnaldum. And then I think, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Who do we bring on there? Do we bring on Sturridge or do we bring on Balotelli at the end? I can't quite make my decision. I feel like giving Balotelli his debut because, well, it'd shut everyone up fairly quickly, wouldn't it, if you scored the winner here? But we can only dream of that because Chelsea might just go ahead here. Sergei on the ball to Suso. We're not defending too well. We're just letting them through. But a poor pass there, really. Number 22, Vietto, should have been after that. But nonetheless, Chelsea have still got the ball. Delight. There's a lot of room out on this right-hand side. Need to be closing down a lot more than we have been. Azpilicueta to Suso. Come on, close the players down. Look at how much space Azpilicueta's got on that right-hand side. It's awful. But Sergei to Christensen, saying that anybody could have the ball at the moment. We're not doing very well in terms of our closing down. This should be a goal. Alonso into the box. Oh, no, we got it out for now. But, oh, that's just a close one. Let's see if we can change our defensive stance. Yeah, I'm okay with that. In possession, though. Hit early crosses, that makes sense. Not any of that nonsense in terms of being expressive or less expressive. Wide with the attacks. Yeah, I think we'll go extremely wide. We'll try and put Chelsea off a little bit and also distribute it over the opposition defence. We'll try and get some of those aerial balls in and hopefully that'll work for us. So we'll tell the players to push forward. I would really love to get a win out of this first match we just start off well, but a draw all the same would be very good. But as long as Trincao is not out for a while, that we should be all right. But 15 minutes to go. I want to bring Balotelli on, but I'm going to look like a right twit when he comes on and does something bad. But I'm going to bring Balotelli on for his debut. I can't see the screen at all because there's such a stupid sun going down where my mouse is pointing now. But we're going to bring him on as a poacher. If this works, wow, if this works, well, if Balotelli comes and scores now, wouldn't it be fantastic? A fairy tale. Balotelli's back, folks, in England, and hopefully he can do something in the last 10 minutes to win us the match. Might have been stupid, but it might work as well. Chamberlain with the corner puts it into Gomez. Gets it out, but Balotelli with his first touches. Nice pass to Chamberlain. Back into the box for Vieto, not quite. Sergei. Van Dijk should get that, but doesn't. And Moreno should get that as well. But the one-to-one challenges, unfortunately, Hazard's won that. Suso, it's a penalty. What was Gomez doing there? You don't slide in there. You don't slide in there whatsoever. Gomez could be in trouble. This could be a sending off for Gomez, as he's the last man. And that is not the best way to end the first game of the season. He's off. Yep, Gomez is off. And to be fair, as well as having a few matches off for just the poor discipline anyway, he's going to have a few games off because that was an absolute disaster. We'll put Fabinho back to a defender, but that was just poor, to be quite honest, from Joe Gomez. A very ill-disciplined challenge, to be honest, and that could have lost us the game. Hazard with the penalty, and it's in. Well, that's a real shame. Yeah. Right, let's tell the players to get creative. We've got 5 minutes left. And funnily enough, we beat Manchester United. I think it was 3-2 at the start of last season. Possibly it could be the same, but against us here. Let's have a look. Hopefully this isn't another Chelsea goal. Because obviously we've lost one man now, which doesn't help us in our attacking prowess. But Keita on the edge of the box. Keita against Chamberlain. Shoots! Oh, it's just off the post. And I'll tell you what, from that tight angle, that was a very close chance for Chamberlain. I'm a bit worried, though, now, with every highlight, that Chelsea are going to get another one. Because obviously we've got a bit less depth at the back. But Fabinho can play there, I'm sure, decently. Poor from Henderson there. But decent from Fabinho, doesn't really work out. Morata, but Van Dijk gets it. A good sliding challenge. That's what Joe Gomez should be looking at in the dressing room and looking at well. But Balotelli's on the ball. He beats the last defender. Come on, Balotelli! He's done it! It's in! Mario Balotelli gets the equaliser. Well, he started his Anfield career off in complete style. I know we're not at Anfield, but I don't care. And that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. He beat the last defender, and he was nice, composed, and he beat the goalkeeper. And he's got his first goal back at Liverpool. That's fantastic. Can we go for the win? Arnold's got a free kick. Puts it in. Not quite anything coming for it. Will all this progress be lost with a Chelsea goal? We should have really gone counter-attacking then, but nonetheless, we might be rude for our mistake. He has had a poor cross, though, in the end. Yeah, let's get cautious now. Tell the players to tighten up, because I think we'll take a draw. But what a fantastic goal that was from Mario Balotelli. It's just a shame that if we hadn't have had the stupid penalty against us there, that we could have possibly made that one the winner. But Balotelli scores a goal on his first match for Liverpool back, and that's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. That's a bad ball from Fabinho, mind you. Hazard! Oh, dearie me. Players need to concentrate now. No mucking about, but mind you, we will play extended passes. But, oh, God, this doesn't look good to me. Alisson with the ball out. To Balotelli. Back to Vieto. No way we can get the winner here. Vieto to Arnold. Good ball back through to Vieto, but not quite anything coming of it. Christensen to Kante. Come on, Balotelli. Come on, work your magic, son. Morata to Suso. Suso's going to score here, isn't he? Suso into the box. Oh, Hazard, no. Oh, well done, Alisson. Good lad. Fabinho put it straight into Alisson's hand with a good deflection there. It's not good for the nervous system. It's not good for the nerves, and it's certainly not good for my heart. Chamberlain. Oh, we've lost the ball again. This is quite poor, actually, now. Hazard running through. Another chance. Suso, and it's just wide. Right, let's change team instructions. Distribute the ball quickly. In possession. Just chuck the ball up, basically. That's what we want. Shoot on sides. Lower defensive line. Yeah, all that nonsense. Use the offside trap. Come on. I'd love to go and get the win here. I've realised it's a bit dark, though, now. So I'll have to open the curtains back up in a minute. But we've got our last corner. Can anything come from this? Chamberlain into the box. Nothing quite coming of that one. And the referee's blowing the whistle. A good draw there, to be honest, with Mario Balotelli getting the decider. I bet you wouldn't have thought that one would have happened. But we've got a bit of a longer episode, I think, as it always is with the first one. And we'll be back in just a second for the game at Anfield against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Who else would start up front after that winning goal? Of course, Balotelli's in the squad for this game against Wolves. A few other changes we've made as well. Mir comes in for Joe Gomez, who obviously got his suspension. And Joe Hart comes in for Alisson, because I'm going to try and give Joe Hart a little bit more game time this year to avoid a situation that we did get last year with Mignolet when he wasn't happy with his playing time. So we're trying to keep both parties quite happy. But Salah's back in the team, and Oxlade-Chamberlain as well on that wing. Shaqiri's not quite ready for first team football yet. He's a bit tired, but Vieto's on the bench, and Trincao, whatever his name is, he's going to be out for a bit of a while now. He's going to be out for about, I think it's about 3 or 4 weeks he's going to be out for. But that's not too bad, I do suppose. But hopefully we can go and record a convincing win against Wolves today, and that would be absolutely lovely. But saying that, Wolves have got an early opportunity here. Andreas back to João Moutinho, to Mandy. Even Carvalero, that's the one. But we've got an early corner. Salah into the box for Naby Keita to Virgil van Dijk. I thought that might have been a penalty there. Thought that might have been a penalty because of the stopping play. But nonetheless, it's back out. Oh, hold on. What the bleeding happened there? So there was about 30 seconds towards the penalty. Oh, I don't believe this. The sun's back out again. We should be alright. That was odd. There was about 30 seconds. We went back to the halfway line. And then a penalty was awarded. But we've scored it. Fabinho straight down the middle. And that is exactly the start we wanted. I don't think the sun's going to be too bad on the camera. I can't see this portion of the screen. That's why I'm going like that really weirdly. But it should be fine on the camera. But nonetheless, we got our first goal of the game. Fabinho making it 1-0. A very strange penalty given there. But a debut for Mir. Hopefully it'll be a good game from a good composed game. And hopefully he doesn't suffer the same fate as Joe Gomez. But again, it's another penalty. Chamberlain's been pushed over by James Tarkowski. And we could be 2-0 up here within 12 minutes. Purely because of Wolves' indiscipline. Fabinho runs up again. Can he do a second one? This time he can. It's straight down the right. And Patricio didn't quite know where to go. And with that, Fabinho comes our top goal scorer for the season. Purely from those 2 penalties. That's a very nice way to start the game. Puts a lot less pressure on us now. But I don't think much else will happen. I think unless Wolves come back, which I doubt will happen to be fair, I think that we've got this one covered nice. It'd be nice to get Balotelli to score another one just to add to his total. But don't worry, I'm not going to be too infatuated with Balotelli just yet. But seeing as he scored that goal against Chelsea to draw the match, I thought it'd be nice to give him a starting place. See how he gets on. If he doesn't do very well, then he'll go straight back. Oh dear, mistake from Joe Hart there. And the number 4, which is actually Van Dijk, not the inexperienced defender. It was Van Dijk who made the mistake, along with Joe Hart. And Cavallero gets 1 to put Wolves back into the game. Oh dear, let's have a look at this. So, Traore goes across the wing. Number 21 can't quite get it. I think that one is Chamberlain. And Hart and Van Dijk make a bit of a mistake. Hart has to push it away. Straight into the Wolves players' feet. And it's now 2-1. But if Balotelli doesn't play too well today, perhaps he might be more of an impact strike, which, to be fair, someone we need, you know, someone if we're behind, like we were in that game against Chelsea, to come on and just threaten the players. But in this game, we're 47 minutes, and he hasn't really threatened too much. I know that possibly could be down to the fact that we've already scored 2. There's not as much need to attack, but still, I'm happy they got the lad's performance out there. It's a good start, apart from that sloppy goalkeeping mistake, which is the only mistake it seems we've made in the half. Pardon me. I am going to demand more, though. I think, there we go, we demand more. Because we've had 15 shots, so we should really be converting a few more of these. But this could be an early chance after the half-time whistle, but not, unfortunately. We've got another chance here in Fabinho. Fabinho passes it to Moreno, and Moreno ends the highlight just there. But 50 minutes in, it looks like Salah's a bit tired. He's apparently suffered a twisted knee, so we'll bring Vieto back on, as he was on the other day of... Well, not the other day, but you know what I mean. The last game against Chelsea. I'm just gone mad there. I'm trying to focus on something, and I couldn't quite think what I was saying. But Vieto comes back on. Be nice for him to get another goal. But again, good for our 2 debutants last time out to get a goal. Fabinho, can he make it to his hat-trick? Fabinho shoots and it's just wide of the goal. Fabinho, ironically, he's only really a deep-line playmaker, you know. Someone that's not too attacking and a holding midfielder, but he could possibly score a hat-trick today, which would be lovely for him, and temporarily be top of the goal-scoring charts for us. But a good start to the season this would certainly be, providing that Wolves don't get back into this game, which I don't think they will, luckily. Now, we'll bring Traore on for his debut. Yeah, automatic wing back, that's okay, because Alexander-Arnold's a little bit tired. But he has played quite well today, so hopefully we don't muck it up now, and that should be nice, a nice and easy win. But Wolves have got a chance here. Andreas into the box, and Mir chucks it out. Just exactly what we need to do. Balotelli could have done with a bit more intensity there, but nonetheless, not too bad. Maybe we might get the ball back now. Lorente to Adama Traore. Traore runs through the defence. Not too good. He's been given a shot there, but luckily it's way wide. I'm quite disappointed with the fact that we didn't really put enough pressure on there to do anything with it. But we've still got 5 minutes left. That should be it now. I don't think that Wolves will come back and get another one, but I suppose we never know. Patricio with the goal kick puts it out. And that should be a good interception from Mir. It certainly is. Moutinho gets it back there from that Mir header. Adama Traore on the edge of the box shoots again, and Joe Hart gets across to tip it wide. He could have potentially picked that one up, but at least it's not in the back of the net. Wolves changed to a 4-2-3-1. I'm a little bit worried about how we're going to get on here now. Adama Traore and Lorente put it in the back of the net. Well, oh dear. Wolves fight back from 2-0 down to make it 2-2. And that's not good enough. Really not good enough. We've had 2 penalties albeit today. But, you know, that just shows that we're not doing too well in front of the goal, which isn't too marvellous. But we do have a chance here, it looks like. Vietto into the box straight away for Chamberlain. It's pushed out, but we've still got an attacking opportunity. Moreno puts it back in. Wijnaldum, Moreno back into the box. Nothing quite coming in, but Keita on the edge of the box. Shoots, and it's just over the bar. I thought that could have been a goal after that. But 2 draws, it wouldn't be the worst start to the season, but 2 points in the first 2 games is never the best way to go. But again, we're still unbeaten, so not the worst, but then not the best. We've been leaking goals a bit this episode, but the defence hasn't changed that much, so I'm not too worried about that. But it's a case of this squad gelling together. At the end of the day, we've made a few changes, but nonetheless, that was quite poor. Perhaps the likes of Fabinho could have been able to get a goal to outweigh the balance. But a good interception from Toure. There's still time left, it seems, here, but Toure's been intercepted by Ben Gibson. Gibson puts it back to Andreas, and that should be it. Andreas Pereira, former Manchester United player. That should be it now. Come on, blow the whistle, ref, please. Prato to Pereira to Cavallero, and there we go. He's blown the whistle, and that wasn't good enough, it's not the worst game. You know, we weren't good enough at the end of the day, but at least we scored 2 penalties and converted both of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of the new season of Conquering the Euro. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. And until the next time, folks, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with episode 2, probably the start of the Champions League, I'd guess. Which didn't go all too well for us last season. So hopefully it goes better this season. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.